E é isso. Essa sou eu.
Legal. Deixa eu ver se agora o pessoal está escutando a gente. A Gabriela.
Alguém falou que não estava ouvindo?
E agora? Conta pra gente aí. Estamos ao vivo, então precisamos saber se estamos sendo ouvidas. Por favor, nos ajude. A gente alterou aqui. Vamos ver se a Gabi escuta a gente agora. Tem um pouco de delay, né, com o YouTube, mas eu acho que daqui a pouco ela vai poder nos contar se está funcionando ou não.
Estou.
Ainda tá. Vamos lá, Gabi. Alterei tudo aqui. Duas pessoas. Agora funcionou. Legal, Gabi. Show. Então, estamos funcionando. Eu vou começar, então, a introduzir um pouco o assunto de hoje em português, para a gente realmente contextualizar vocês do que a gente vai conversar hoje. A ideia é tentar entender o que é melhor para você, praticar inglês sozinho ou você ter alguém para praticar inglês com você, né? No caso, por exemplo, eu tenho aula de inglês e a nossa aula de inglês é totalmente focada em conversação na parte de idiomas. A Aline vai se apresentar de novo, porque na parte que ela se apresentou estava sem som, e aí vocês vão entender direitinho assim como que é o trabalho dela e o que a gente vai fazer aqui hoje. Então vamos lá, Aline, se apresente para as pessoas.
Oi, gente, boa noite. Meu nome é Aline, eu sou professora de inglês lá na Parque de Idiomas, sou professora da Ana. Eu tenho trabalhado lá já há quase 2 anos e eu sou completamente apaixonada pelo inglês, por ensinar, por ajudar vocês, então é isso também.
Exatamente. E a ideia hoje aqui é para vocês terem ideia do quão importante é, por exemplo, fazer esse treinamento da prática de inglês, né? A gente pensando em intercâmbio, né? Show, você precisa praticar porque 100% do tempo ali você vai estar conversando em inglês, né? O inglês falado, mais do que o inglês escrito, né? E você vai escutar também muito, então essa prática de você estar ali sempre percebendo se você está compreendendo o inglês é muito importante. E será que é importante você só estudar sozinho ou não? Vale a pena você ter ali um professor te acompanhando para ver seu progresso e tudo mais. Então, depois dessa contextualização assim em português, nós vamos conversar agora em inglês. Eu tenho uma pequena dificuldade em passar do português para o inglês muito rápido. Então, vamos lá, Aline. Primeiro.
So I will do this for you. We're here to talk about today the difference between studying by yourself, studying alone, and studying with a teacher or with a person that will be with you in the whole process, like Anna does with me. And we're going to talk about the differences so you guys can understand the importance of having feedback, of having someone there by your side, and understanding in your reality what's best for you. Right?
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so nowadays I have 2 classes a week in English, and we have conversations in English. So I have a classmate, and we talk a lot in class. And that's good because we have questions and we need to answer and make the questions and we have a lot of like vocabulary to discover
to learn,
and that's amazing because you know where you are and where you are going to, something like that. And when you
your destination.
Your destination, yes. And when you are alone, you don't know. Okay, I need to start something, but how I can start? And what is your tip about it? How to understand what is the beginning and how to understand where I will go? I don't know how to.
It's really important to know what's your level of English. So it's important to do a placement test. Every time a new student comes to our school, we do this placement test that consists in a few questions like we usually do in class. And in those questions, we can find out what you already know and what you still need to learn. So this is in our school, this is in Park. So there are other ways of knowing that. So you can you can look up online for tests like that, like placement tests like that, to understand what's your level, to understand where you are going to start your new journey in English. So it's really important after doing that, after understanding what you already know, what you still need to learn. If you don't know anything at all, most people think they know a lot, but when they start, they realize they actually don't because, the structure of the course, the structure of the process of learning is different in any place. Everywhere you go, we will have a different structure, a different situation. So it's important to know that, and after you get to know that, it's important to realize what works best for you. If you are a self-learner, for example, there are people that learn things by themselves, all kinds of things. If you are one of those people, then great, you can study by yourself. But most people are not like that. So most people need a guidance. So finding out what's the best kind of guidance that you can have is one very good tip that I give, because some people work best only with the teacher, just like me and Anna here in a class like 101, which means like just the teacher and one student. Other people don't work like that. They work with a group, with more people, with classmates to talk. So it's important to understand what's best for you. So after you understand that, it's nice to try and find a way of doing this. So if you're going to learn by yourself, if you are not in a good moment financially, and you can't pay for a course because you know it's a high investment, but it's a high investment that pays out very quickly. But some people, I mean, I understand that most people nowadays, in the situation of the country, in the situation of the world, most people don't have the condition to pay for a course. So if you are one of those people, then there are many ways of learning by yourself, you know. We have given a few tips here in the previous slides, but I mean, talking to yourself in English, reading every day like an article or the news, listening to podcasts, you know, doing exercises that you can find online. There are many websites that make exercises, you know, like worksheets available for you. So you can use them, you know, you can find a nice book that works for you. But my advice, what I think is the best way of learning by yourself is learning with the practice, you know, learning with videos, learning with movies, with TV shows, with listening exercises, because reading is good after you have the listening and the speaking in a good level. After that, then it's great the reading. You know, after you have achieved a place where you can understand the pronunciation of the words, you know, how the words are spelled. So then you will start reading because then you already know. I mean, what else? I don't know.
That's nice. I never thought about it because we learn like that. We learn like how to pronounce the words, how to make the structure without like think so much about it, and that's important. I think
Rationalizing the process.
yes, rationalize this process, and I think that is the most difficult thing to do because for example, I study Spanish too, but the process is totally different from Park. And I like today I study past participle, and oh my god, like how I will use that in my daily routine. I don't know because I just know the name of the verb, the past tense, the tense, and I don't know how to use in my daily routine. And that's the point with
Mm-hmm.
having different methods to study, because I know how to use these things that I have been learning until now, and that's important. And
Yeah,
in
because you know, you learn.
oh,
Sorry,
that's
continue.
okay.
I was going to say that you learn in the practice, you know, you learn doing. So I think most things in life are easier to learn when you take and do it, you know, when you start doing it. So learning English shouldn't be different. You should learn speaking, you know, learning Spanish, learning any language is important to understand that what do you need? Do you need just reading? You know, do you need just being able to write an email? No, you need to speak. You need to be able to make an interview in English with a company, for example, or you need to be able to answer questions in a live that you make. I don't know, anything. It doesn't matter what's your lifestyle, what you do for a living. It doesn't matter because in the end, when you learn a new language, you learn it to be able to communicate, to be able to speak with other people. So being it, I don't know, traveling, you know, going on an exchange program, or I don't know, just traveling for on vacation, or you know, for work, or working in a company that you know that you can, you know, make more money by speaking English. So it's important to learn in the practice.
Yeah, and that's a thing that it's. I think it's the hard thing to do when you are alone, because you don't know if your progress is like the best thing. You don't know how, like, what I'm going. We talk about it last week, but how to do your daily routine with study is difficult. For example, I know that I have to study English every day, but it's too hard to get this thing and start to study. But when you have like a class like with an hour, with a schedule, and you know that every Thursday you'll be there and study, and you don't need to like I need to. Uh,
You need to find time or to change your routine for that, because that's something already in your schedule. It's something that you have made like an appointment for. So
so it's a thing
it's
that
more like an obligation at first. Yeah, I mean, but it's not a bad obligation. I read a book once, and it says that every habit that we start in our life, it starts being unbearable at first. At first, it's so difficult to keep it. It's so difficult to do it every day. Like exercising, for example. I wouldn't know because I never got to the part where it becomes a habit. But people say that at first it's terrible. You feel like, oh, I don't want to do that. But after a few months, it's like so normal in your life that you don't even think about it anymore. It's something that it belongs to your life. It belongs to your routine, you know. So putting the English on your routine like that, and creating a new habit is difficult. But after you consolidate on that, then you won't have any trouble doing it anymore. You know, you just need to be persistent at first until you realize that this is something good for you. You know.
Yeah.
Because most people see the learning process of everything like a bad thing. Not bad like being bad, but bad like in a way that's boring, it's annoying, you know, it's exhausting. And it shouldn't be like that. So you know that at Park we don't have classes like that. You know, our classes, at least we try to make it fun, to make it enjoyable for our students, pleasurable. So you don't feel like it's an obligation that it sucks. No, it's important that you feel it's great. You know, it's amazing. At first, how we would do that at first, like trying to think about your life now, you know, and trying to think about how would be your life if you knew English, if you could speak English fluently. What opportunities have you lost? You know, what I don't know I don't know what this lack of ability of speaking a language how has it impacted your life, you know, until now, and how being able to speak will impact your life in the future, you know. So maybe you will get a promotion at work, maybe you will have a proposal to work in another company with a better salary. So this is what motivates people at first, you know. I don't know, I will travel by myself to the United States, or I will go backpacking on Europe, and I will be able to, you know, speak to everyone, because nowadays everyone speaks English, you know. Everywhere you go, you will be able to speak with people. So I think that's you know, try to motivate yourself at first until it becomes a habit, you know. But it's not the point of our life today. So I'm sorry. The point today is studying by yourself or studying with a guidance. Go on.
Yeah, and I when I were preparing for my exchange program,
When I was
I was preparing for my exchange program. I started to study English, but I didn't realize the best way to study when I was alone, because I didn't know how my progress were, how my pronunciation was. Thank you. How my I forget all the things. I forgot.
Progress. How my progress.
How my progress was okay.
Was.
Was okay.
It's singular.
Yeah, and this is so hard because you know that you need to go abroad you need to go abroad, and you need to talk with another person, and you want to be understood. You want to be understood, and you feel so like, I don't know if my English is so good. And I think that you can do to know is like the test you already said, and it's about the class. I think you made a few classes before you go to abroad, and I think
Yes.
that improve your English a lot. How you feel
Yeah.
about it?
I thought so when I left Brazil, because the thing is, I took like two months, I think, of private classes. The teacher came to my house and taught me, But it wasn't a class, so it was great. The teacher was amazing, but the class wasn't like a conversation class, you know? We didn't speak in English. So, I mean, I improved my knowledge. Yes, I improved my knowledge, not my speaking. My speaking ability was not improved. I mean, a little, but not enough, because speaking is the key, you know? You only learn something when you try to do it, you know? Like, for example, driving. You can't learn how to drive by reading a book. You know, you can't learn how to drive by learning the names of the pieces of the car. You know, it's important to know that. Yes, it's important to know that. But you can't learn how to drive by doing that. You need to drive. You need to take the car with an instructor, you know, guiding you all the time, and you will learn. Now, if you want to learn by yourself, we will learn. Yes, we will learn well enough to pass on the exam for the driver's license. Maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not, but probably not, because you won't know how to pass on that test. So speaking English, it's a comparison totally, you know, away. But I mean, what I want to say here is that you only learn something by doing it. So you can't learn speaking English if you don't speak English. It's simple as that. You can learn how to read in English. For example, I was totally able to read a book in English when I arrived in the United States. I could read it. I would have some trouble, yes, but I could read it. But when it came to speaking and listening, I knew nothing, because I didn't speak enough before going. But then I got there. I didn't have an option. I had to speak. You know that, right? So I had to speak. I had to speak all the time, because no one in the family spoke Portuguese. No one in the school spoke Portuguese. No one, anywhere I went, no one spoke Portuguese. I had to speak in English. I didn't have an option. So I started speaking and I started learning. After 2 months, people told me, your English is amazing. Your English is perfect. There's nothing wrong with your English. You need to learn more vocabulary, but you are, you know, after 2 months. So the practice leads to perfection. That's all. When you start practicing, you will learn. You will learn. It is difficult at first, but after a while, you will see that it's not like a monster. You know, it's not. It's easy. It's perfectly possible for anyone who wants. I have a student nowadays. She's like 60 years old, and she's learning beautifully, perfectly. You know, so that's inspiring, because sometimes you think, no, I'm too old for that, or no, this is not for me, because we put limitations on ourselves, you know. But everyone can learn. Anyone in the world, you can learn. If you try, if you practice, you will learn. It might take some time. It will take some time. It needs patience. It's sad to see, for example, people selling courses online nowadays that promise you that you will be able to speak in 2 months. That's a lie. You won't be able to speak in 2 months. You won't. You might be able to speak a few things, but you won't be fluent. It's a lie. You need at least 6 months. More than that, a year to be fluent, you know, totally, completely fluent. You need a year speaking at least once a week, you know, for an hour. So don't think that's going to be easy. Don't think that's going to be fast. It's going to be fast in a way, yes, but it's not going to be from, you know, one day to another. It's not going to be like that. So it needs persistence. It needs a lot of practice. You know, like I said, putting the English on your daily routine is the best thing that you can do. Every day, practice a little. I don't know, in the way that pleases you most. You know, is your passion music? Then listen to music. Is your passion romance? You know, novels? Then read novels. Is your passion the news? Listen to podcasts about the news. I don't know. Do something that makes you feel happy about it. You know, pleasure makes you feel good. Then you will learn. Again, I spoke a lot about things that are not the point of the life, but I think it's very important to say that, because people are falling a lot in a tale. You know, it's a tale.
Like it's a
like a fairy tale.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So people are following a tale that they will be able to speak like this. They won't. Even more, if you buy an online course that's recorded, I'm not taking off the credit of the people who made those courses. I think they're amazing. What I'm saying is that don't believe that when someone says that it's too easy, because it's not. Nothing that is supposed to be too easy is good. Nothing. You don't learn anything like that. No one. I mean, it needs practice, it needs time, it needs patience, persistence, motivation, because sometimes we feel frustrated with a few things, after like 3 months of classes, I watch a video and I can't understand everything. That's okay. I mean, it's a process, we take, how many years do we take to learn our mother language? 5 years to speak perfectly, 10 years. You understand? Like, I mean, not 10, but I think children with 7 years old, they're able to speak okay, but 7 years, it took them 7 years, and it's their first language, is their primary language. So, I mean, English is not 7 to 10 years. That's not what I'm saying, but it takes time. I mean, in 2 years, can you be fluent? Yes, 100% sure you can be fluent in 2 years. In 2 years, not in 2 months, not in 2 weeks, not in 2 days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's important. I was talking about it with a follower, and he was searching for a course, an English course, and he's looking for an English course, and he stopped it because he oh my god, he is a guy. Oh my god. Okay, he read read about the process of learning, the time, and was like about 2 years. And oh, I know I can do that because it's 2 years to be fluent. Oh my god, and I just okay, but it's like,
well, because he wanted it to be in 2 months.
yes, it's like I bought the course and I'm fluent now, and it's not like that. You take, it takes time to
Yes, people need to understand. People need to understand that when we say 2 years, it's 2 years, around 2 years, 2 years and a half at most, to be fluent. Anna, do you consider yourself fluent?
No.
Can you speak with me?
Yes, I can speak with you.
If you need to travel today, we will be able to speak with people.
Yes, with everyone.
If you need to do an interview in English, we will be able to do an interview in English.
I think so. If I'm prepared, I feel like, I don't know.
How long have you been studying English?
Oh my god. Like,
I mean, after exchange program, and I mean, when you started to prepare exchange program and now?
Like 3 years, I think. But the progress was after park, because my English is not very good before that. So
yes, so that's what I'm saying. You don't consider you've been at park for a year and a half,
yes,
or so
since March,
something like that, a year and something like that. Yeah, a year and 4 months, 5 months, something like that. You have improved so much since you started, so much. Honestly, I can say without a doubt that nowadays for me, you have ability to talk with anyone that you want. You have the ability to make a whole live in English with me every week. So I mean, you're not fluent. But why do I say that you're not fluent? Because sometimes you still have to think, And fluency means that you don't have to rationalize anything, that you don't have to translate anything, that you don't have to think like, is that or that? Of course, Of course, sometimes I have to do that, Sometimes, once in a while, I stop and I think, well, I don't know. It's okay. I mean, there are things in Portuguese that I don't know too. But I say that you're not fluent yet because sometimes, and it's, sometimes you still need to think, to put things together, and that's okay. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. I mean, if you need to talk with a person, unless they're very impatient, sorry, you will be able to talk with anyone that you want. So that's great. That's what it's needed, you know? The fluency will come with the practice and with a lot of practice. It's not like just speaking with me once a week. It's speaking every day. And this is different. This is difficult living in Brazil, but it will come, you know, speaking frequently. It will come. There will come a point where you just, you know, turn a key on your mind and English. Now I'm speaking English, you know? That's it. I don't have to think. It just flows because I know it. I have self-confidence. I know that I am able to do it. I think you are not fluent yet because you don't think that you are able to do it. You know? You understand what I'm saying? You know why I'm saying that? Because in class, you are more fluent than in life.
I'm terrible in lives. I feel like...
No, that's not at all what I'm saying. That's not at all what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're terrible at lives. You're awesome at lives. What I am saying is that you're more fluent because you're more comfortable during class. You know?
That's true.
Any person, anyone who is in your level of English would be like that. That's what I'm saying. But when you come to a point where you have confidence enough to talk in front of anyone, then your fluency will come. But that's time, that's practice, that's working on you, you know, on yourself, on your. I mean, you understand what I'm saying. It's not about ability because the ability you already have. You know, you have vocabulary, you know a lot of structures, you know that. If you need to tell me a story about something that happened on a work day, you will be able to tell me the story just fine with a few mistakes. But who doesn't make mistakes? I mean, I make mistakes all the time. You know, I just said people needs. So, I mean, I make mistakes all the time. So why wouldn't you, you know? So that's what I'm saying, guys. Believing in yourself is the first step, you know, believing that you can do it. Because that's how the self-confidence comes, you know? That there are people who know a lot less than we do, than you do, and you and Julia. And they are like, oh, because I can talk, and they speak everything wrong, but they have 100%, you know, certainty that they are thriving. And they are, because, I mean, everyone is understanding what they're saying. They make mistakes. Yeah, they make mistakes. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Everyone understands. So that's what I'm saying. You understand? Like sometimes it's just something about ourselves, you know?
Yeah,
sometimes that's it. It's just in us, inside of us. Because there are people that they start the course and after 2 months they already want to record videos, you know, in English, and because they believe in themselves so much that it makes it possible, you know? The self-confidence is like in here. And I mean, sometimes it's not so good. Sometimes it's bad because you believe that you know a lot and you actually don't. So I think it needs to be balanced. But in some cases, like in your case, I think it's just about believing more, you know, that you are able to do it. Yeah. Because nervous, you will be. I mean, I don't know. I am nervous now. I mean, I get nervous when I have to speak for a lot of people. So that's it. You know how to do that perfectly. So we have, you see, you have a self-confidence in one way because you know how to speak to a public, you know, to your public, to your followers. And I have the self-confidence of speaking English. So we put it together and we're good.
Yeah, nice. That's the thing. Because I already told to you about what this thing of live truly in English begins, I think.
Began.
Okay, began, past. And that's a thing important in my professional life because I need to talk in English in front of a public, how you
an audience.
An audience, how you said. And but it's difficult because I know how to do that in Portuguese, but I don't know how to do that in English. And that's the worst part because I rationalize things. Like right now, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say, and that's that's difficult for me. And I have a few words.
But it's practice.
And I have a few words in my mind, and I always said always the same words because I'm nervous, like right now, and I'm always like saying the same words, and I feel like that is the thing that I need to improve because I
I
don't know.
just think that this is practice. I mean, from our first live in English, if you compare the first live that we did in English and today's live, it's another person. You are so much more, chilled, calm. I can see that. I see that you are still a little bit nervous, but I can see that you're more calm and that you're more comfortable now, doing this. It has become something easier for you now, and it will become easier and easier every day. It's just practice. We'll keep on doing this and it will happen. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's it. That's amazing. I think we talked a lot again,
Yeah.
and that's it. Okay, thank you for
Thank you
this
so much.
live.
I think today we went totally out of what we were supposed to talk about, but I think we talked about many very, very important things. And I mean, that's good for me. I think people will like it because, important, important.
Yeah,
It's
and
important to talk what we were going to talk about, too, but this is more important and it's relevant. And I mean,
yeah,
listen
and
with attention, everyone.
yes, and for conclusion,
Conclusion. Mhm.
conclusion, it's difficult. Okay, another word, and finally, um, I think that the best part is to understand what is the best for you. If is to practice in English with another person, like a teacher, like I do with Alini, or to do that alone. And if you choose to learn alone, you need to know how to do that and how to feel motivated to do that, because with another person it's easier than to do it alone. And that's it. It's the most important thing in this life, and we talked about a lot of things, and I know that we'll pick some tip that have have said we said today, and that's it. Thank you for watching,
Thank you, everyone.
and see you
I'm
next
so glad.
week.
See you
Thank
next week.
you. Bye.